What's the dumbest thing an ex ever said to try and win you back? Hi Reddit guys. Subscribe now, or I will be a badass. I just don't think either of us have the right mental state to date other people right now. Come home please. Bring McDonald's. I know this must have been frustrating for you, but I love it. The presumption. It's breathtaking. Are you loving it? I bet he went to Burger King and had it his way. He broke up with me by sort of ghosting me after 2 years together. He wouldn't show up when we had plans, then text me later and apologize and say sweet things, but go on to ignore my calls for a week. He set his status to single on Facebook, so I figured it was done and deleted him. Almost a year later he sent me a text saying he was sorry, that he was willing to talk and answer any questions I had, and that he regretted what he did, because I was the second best girlfriend he'd ever had. I kid you not. I told him I didn't need his answers and didn't want to be his friend. He never bothered me after that. My ex ghosted me too. He was that guy that would make you feel all special, then never communicate unless it was on his terms. He stopped talking to me for about 6 months. After the first 2 weeks I just stopped caring. 6 months later he calls me asking to go on a date. I'm just like, you have the wrong number. Sorry. I didn't love you then, but I love you now. Itch, you cheated on me 2 days ago. What a coincidence. I loved you then, but I sure don't now. She cheated. I said so long. Get out of my house. She did. Moved in with this guy. She showed up a few weeks later with her cat and some belongings and said she made a mistake. Wants me back because she needs me to take care of her. Sorry, what? You're trying to move in while cheating on me and simultaneously asking me to pamper you? My phone rings. Hey, just wanted to let you know that I'm getting married this afternoon and I'm pregnant, so now is your last chance. 2 years later my phone rings. Hey, I'm pregnant again and getting married again. This is your real last chance. Hey, you'll catch her on the next one. Tried the Olay fake pregnancy to keep me around. Only thing is I'm the female. I'm not sure how he thought he could convince me I was pregnant. I'm pregnant. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. You're pregnant. If we break up, it's just a matter of time before you ask for your laptop back, and I use it for school, so I'm going to have to drop out and my kids are going to be raised in poverty. Do you really want that on your conscience? Done. That's some fine crazy logic right there. At school we asked to be let out of science early one day and our teacher said no, or else he would go to prison. Why? We asked. Because if the rector sees you lot walking past during school hours he will fire me on the spot. I'll go home angry and kick the cat. Then my wife will start yelling at me and I'll hit her too. She'll call the police and I won't go down without a fight. He actually did end up letting us out early though. I once dated this guy who literally carved my name into his hand. He said he did it because he couldn't afford a tattoo. And when I broke up with him for it he said, "But your name is carved into my hand." I'm not sure if that was supposed to mean me stay, or if he at that moment realized how stupid he was. I was once friends with a guy who told me he cut my name into his leg after I told him I had no interest in being in a relationship with him. He also told me about a bunch of other self-harm and made me spend a good few nights, including a whole New Year's Eve, talking him out of suicide. Or so I thought, until a mutual friend stayed the weekend at his house, got a good look at both pristine and unscarred legs and arms, and reported this back to me. Little Itch made the whole thing up, because it meant I'd spend hours telling him how much he mattered to people. He knew I was sensitive to it, because my family had been extensively affected by it. If I'd had any sense at the time, I'd have called the police round to the family home for a welfare check the first time he did it. My new girlfriend is terrible. I miss you a lot. Like I sometimes regret leaving you. You are so much better than her. Just so you know, I'm going to dump her soon. After we go on vacation. Because I'm using her miles to buy my ticket. There are so many things wrong with that. And the vacation was 2 months away. I told him he had made decisions so I didn't feel bad for the fact he missed me and never spoke to him again. My ex-husband did this to me. I didn't realize how much I was going to miss you. You understand me better. I call her your name all the time. We were so good together. 1 month before the divorce was final, after he left me to move in with his pregnant girlfriend, I just started laughing at him. I couldn't stop. He got mad and left again. Had an ex tell me that if I did not take her back she would sue me. Long story short, I'm now a proud owner of a victory in court. Your Honor, I demand the plaintiff sleep with me and take me to dinner. Objection, Your Honor. Defendant is clearly pandering for the D. He decided to make a grand gesture for my birthday, which was about 6 months after the breakup. He had a cake made in the shape of Australia. He had it shipped to me in a locked steamer trunk. Keys in the card. All of this was based off of a line from Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. She may cry, but her tears will dry when I hand her the keys to a shiny new Australia. This is after I found out that I was the other woman, and I had started to date someone else. It was just painfully awkward. Side note. The cake was dry. That's a lot of work for it to not be moist. Isn't the line sung immediately after a shot of Billy staring at a picture of Penny that he took through some bushes because he was stalking her? And it's also in a song about killing her boyfriend. Honestly, full context kinda makes it worse. Finally broke up with him after 3 years. His big gesture to get me back, an email about how he couldn't live without me, ended as follows. I get now that you're not a whore. That's why I treated you the way I did. I thought you were a whore, but now I see you're not. Whoa. Be still my beating heart. And people say that romance is dead. So, are you like a receptionist at a brothel or something? A month after we had broken up, I started dating a new guy. My ex told me that he would cut his hair to look like the new guy's, dress like the new guy, and act exactly like the new guy if I got back with him. I just miss the boy I used to know. Then she turned around and walked away. She later texted me, I wanted you to run after me. You obviously missed the part where this was a Nicholas Sparks story and not real life. Oh man, I dated a girl like this. She broke up with me because she wanted to get back together on her birthday. It's not a movie. Get back together and break up on her birthday will show her who's boss. I'm just kidding. We are not really broken up. Me. What the frick, no sorry, that's not how this works. Reminds me of my first serious boyfriend. I told him I was ending it and he just smiled and said no. Took me a couple days to convince him I actually meant yes. Nobody will ever love you like I did. Great, I could do without being loved via a fist to the stomach. My abusive ex-husband sent me a long, impersonal email 3 years after I left him. My favorite part was, we should get back together. I don't want to be with you, but by some miracle of God, I might grow to tolerate or even enjoy your company. He was serious. I laughed for about 2 minutes and then sent screenshots to my boyfriend. Those are some world-class levels of delusion. I didn't frick both of the twins. I only fricked one, spoiler. She did frick them both. At the same time? Nice. I know I cheated, but your dong was better than his. I was thinking about you the whole time. I would have treated you better, except I thought you'd never leave me. Who says that to someone? Who does that to someone? Not verbatim, but I totally got that. When they told me, I never thought you'd do it, it was like a very affirming gut punch. That seems so shallow. Okay, we've been together for a while now. Guess I'm in some safe zone. Now I can try less to maintain the status quo. He sees relationships as adversarial, where each person fights for their own needs, and happiness in a relationship is when your needs win. He doesn't seem aware that in a healthy relationship it's a team where, ideally, both partners feel pleased about meeting the needs of the other, and trust their partner to have goodwill towards them. He's not a sociopath or something, and I don't harbor ill will towards him, But it is a bummer to think about the fact that his worldview and emotional capacity preclude an ability not only for him to really love someone, but also for him to feel loved. I mean, you can't feel that someone loves you if you fundamentally believe that they want to win against you. I promise I won't try to stab you again. Him. Just talk to me and tell me why. Me. Because it's not working and I'm not happy. Him. But I've changed. It'll be different. Me. No. I've made my decision. I'm done. We are over. Him. Is there somebody else? If there is, just tell me. Just tell me who he is. Tell me who you're freaking. Me. I'm not doing this. You're acting crazy. I'm hanging up. Him. If you hang up on me I will kill myself. Me. Stop this. You can't guilt me into staying on the phone. Now I've got it to do. I have to go. Him. What do you have to do? You're just standing in your living room talking to me on the phone. You don't look very busy to me. I can see you, you know. It was a long distance relationship. He lived in a town across the state. Stalking is not flattering. It's terrifying. You're just standing in your living room talking to me on the phone. You don't look very busy to me. I can see you, you know. That's a line fresh out of a horror movie. Him. What do you have to do? You're just standing in your living room talking to me on the phone. You don't look very busy to me. I can see you, you know. I have to get off the phone to call the cops. But Jesus, glad you got out of that one and are still alive. Okay Reddit guys, subscribe now, or I will be a badass.